Let's go to Hull now, soon to be Britain's official city of culture. It's a place which has had its detractors down the years, but which is now enjoying a period of relative limelight, partly because its football team, Hull City, perennial underachievers almost throughout their 109-year history, are basking in the glory of Premier League status. Hull may not be a household word around among football fans around the world yet, but give it time, and who knows. But will it be the name Hull City, which resonates around the globe? I ask because the club's multi-millionaire majority shareholder, Asim Alam, thinks the name Hull City is old hat. So he wants to change it to Hull Tigers. He thinks that sounds sexier. He's petitioning the English Football Association to have the name changed. Well, the fans are up in arms, and not just Hull fans. Duncan Oldham is the editor of KopTalk.com, an independent Liverpool Football Club fans' website.
Now, I'm not an Hull City fan, obviously. No connections to the club whatsoever. But I'm a football fan. And when they start talking about renaming clubs and rebranding clubs and stuff like that, it aggravates me so much. Because at the end of the day, we're all football fans, whether we all hate each other or not, because of our club loyalties. We're football fans and we should all stick together over nonsense like this. So he wants to change his name, the name of the club. You can't just buy a club and do what you want with it. You're talking about, I don't know how old Hull City, I must be 100 years or something. We're talking about decades and decades and decades of history and passion. The club is the supporters. We don't give a toss about the boardroom. I don't, personally, at my club. You can't go around. Who in the right mind tries to change the name of a football club? It's just completely ridiculous and completely wrong. And it shows how out of touch you are. And then, I also read that you labelled a section of them, not a section, but those that were, opposing and doing all the chanting and stuff like that, as hooligans. They're not hooligans. They're people that love the club. You wouldn't have the club if it weren't for them people, because the club wouldn't exist. They aren't hooligans. I'd like to introduce you to a few. Do you know what I mean? So, let's get this right. Because you put all the money in, all them people should worship you. Is that what you're saying? Because
That's Duncan Oldham from KopTalk.com. Pretty outspoken. Ian Waterson is from the campaign group City Till We Die. I put it to him that this was a battle between commercial opportunities, the desire to sell the franchise, as Americans call it, to a wider audience on the one side, and a sense of deep-rooted history and tradition on the other.
Yeah, it is all about history and heritage. It's very important. We're all for the club trying to market itself and increase its global appeal. We have nothing wrong with that. But what is fundamental is we've got the elements there to do that. We have a 109-year strong name. We play in black and amber. We wear stripes. We are called the Tigers. You can't get much more powerful than that. In fact, there isn't any more powerful than that. All we're asking our owners to do is use the tools that are already there to do the job.
Right, just broaden it away from Hull City specifically for a moment. You've got a lot of millionaire, billionaire businessmen taking over football clubs now. They've all got different ideas about how to run them. You've got the guy at Cardiff City, for example, who says that they can't play in blue anymore. They've got to play in red because that's his favourite colour. They put the money in. Surely they can call the shots.
Okay, our owner may be foreign and is from Egypt, but to be fair, he has lived and worked in the city for around about 50 years now. He came over here and he saved the club when it was in a perilous position from our last journey into the Premier League. And I need to make it absolutely clear, we are not against our Asim Alam owning our football club. The gratitude in this city for what he did to save this football club is unquestioned. But just because you put the money in does not give you carte blanche to do what you feel is correct. It matters to people, the name of our football club. It is the thread that binds our fathers, our forefathers, our grandfathers before us. It's the name that has stood us in good stead, and we want to keep that name.
He said that names like City and Town and United, they're ten a penny, basically. And if he was in charge of Manchester City, he said that he would rename it bizarrely Manchester Hunter, whatever that is. And he said, imagine Manchester Hunter playing Hull Tigers as the 39th match of the Premiership campaign in Shanghai, he said. Is that what it's all about, trying to give some sort of glossy appeal to people who are 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 miles away?
Well, I think if it is, there's no hard and fast and proven model that this works. And when we actually met with the owner to discuss this, the first question we asked, what evidence have you got to support that this is actually going to bring in the missing millions? And to our shocker on the table, there was no evidence to support this. And our chairman was giving us the impression that he would go away and research this, and if he felt it was for the benefit of the football club, then he would put this to the fans and we would have some consultation over it. He estimated that project would take 2 to 3 years, and the meeting was last month.
That's Ian Waterson, Hull City fan from the campaign group City Till We Die. My guests on the programme, Jyoti Malhotra and Grant McCraken. Jyoti Malhotra, first of all, Hull Tigers has got a sort of Indian ring to, isn't it? It sounds like something from the IPL. Which name would you prefer if you lived in Hull, though? Hull City or Hull Tigers?
Oh, Hull City, any day. And I think this gentleman that you spoke to argued his point very eloquently and very reasonably, I thought. You know, if there isn't that much more coming in and the reasons for changing the name aren't that great, then why would somebody whose identity is part of this name, even if it's a brand name that's gone on for generations, why would you throw it away in favor of something that's totally untested and tried? So I would really support the Hull City guys on this one.
Grant, what about you? In America, sports teams sort of traditionally have names like Falcons, Eagles, that kind of thing. Which would you go with? The sort of sexier Hull Tigers or old-fashioned Hull City?
I agree with Jyoti. I think Hull City is the better choice, and we, in the Passion we heard from Oldham, his remarks capture precisely where the meaning of the brand comes from, and there is contemporary theory that says brands are not decided by owners; they're decided by consumers or fans who help construct the brand out of the singing of songs and the drama, the theater of the stadium, and of course meanings also come from the place. All of those are now kind of contained in the present brand, and to jettison them seems to me culturally wrong and economically foolhardy.
Yeah, so these club owners, in their rush to make more money, I mean, are they in danger of killing the goose that laid the golden egg?
Entirely so, and that's and in the process they make fools of themselves by presuming to have an authority that belongs in point of fact to the fans.
Jyoti, final thought to you.
Yes, I think so. I think, he wants to, and then so whether it's Hull or Manchester, and then they all want to go and play in Shanghai. I think this whole sort of attraction to make your billions or millions in Shanghai is completely contradictory to the passion of the local football club. You play your game or you watch the game and then you go have a beer in the local pub. I mean, I think this owner, whoever he is, I don't even know if he's British, but if he should sort of have a Hull ring to the whole story or to the game.
Have a rethink. Yeah, Jyoti and Grant, thanks very much. It's a good job he didn't try and take over Hamilton Academical in Scotland. Don't know what he'd have made of that. You've been listening to Business Matters. Bye-bye.